Welcome back, it's your boy.
Hi, John.
Hey, we
Hi, Ben.
we got John with us today. We're going to talk about something pretty cool that John showed me last week.
That's right, Kadin. I'm here to talk about the all-new manga series, Kemofujin, about the lovely dog wife who carries an axe and uses it to kill giants.
Subdue them, I think is the term.
Well, you know, fuck you, anyway.
If she doesn't have to kill them, she spares them.
We don't know that. That's not confirmed.
It's true, we
you're
don't.
Spreading,
Look at her.
Honestly, you're spreading misinformation and you're hurting the community, and you need to stop.
John, look at her cute face and tell me that she is a killer.
That's true.
She would spare their lives.
She is a primo dog wife.
She has only ever caught a butterfly before.
That is a line. We did find out that was a line from the manga, if you would.
Yeah, there's like a flashback sequence or something where some guy with a mustache says something to her.
Is
There's
there?
butterflies everywhere.
Oh, the most that's ever been translated is one page.
Yeah, and it was translated by Google.
Yeah.
You don't really need to understand the words though, because it's a very show don't tell manga.
Absolutely. I guess we should explain that this isn't like it comes off like this is like a fake manga that we're making up as we're talking about it, but this is real. It was started by a Japanese artist on Twitter where he posted the first page and then he replies so that with the next pages, so it's just like a thread that as you go through it tells the story. It's the comic by just scrolling through a Twitter thread. Yeah,
and it just became really, really popular, particularly amongst people that speak Japanese.
Only among them.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did. I wanted to get a feel for what the Kemofujin pulse was in the English speaking community or even the bilingual community. So I put out a tweet asking, is anyone familiar with Kemofujin? If so, how much do you know about it? And I got bombarded with replies of people asking me, what is this?
So the pulse is dead.
It's absolutely dead. Oh shit, are you drawing the girl in the background?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. That's cool.
Oh, and is that the man too? Is it the man who gave her the axe?
Yeah, I drew a whole scene and then I decided not to include it in the final. She was going to go through a training sequence. I was going to have her like jumping through like tires and stuff and like hacking down a mannequin. And like they're trying to get her ready to fight giants.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
We should mention that is the only plot point we know is that in the first page she's given an axe and told she has to kill giants, and
it's also all that the wiki says about it too. Although it also includes that she likes drinking tea.
It's an important plot point.
There's like 100 pages of this character going on adventures, fighting or subduing giants, depending on which camp you're in. And she has like a sidekick. Like an eye patch or a hole in their head.
No, a hole in the eye. It's hard to tell, but yeah, it's a hole in the eye.
Yeah, and then there's another character. He's got a ball cap on. He literally every time he shows up, he like emerges from reality itself, except for the first one, which is the first page when she gets the axe. He's already there for that one.
He's already there. That's the first panel. He's there.
And it's not just the axe. He also gave a knife to Eye Hole.
That's a horrible name, Eye Hole. That's like
I don't know.
That's like a bad name you'd call Steve Jobs. What an eye hole.
Yeah, but like to really sum it up, it reminds me a lot of like SCP.
Really?
Yeah, like a lot of the monsters look like they would have their own creepypasta.
Well, my problem. Don't make me rant about SCPs right now, but because my issue with them is that they're inconsistent in that literally anything is an SCP to them.
True.
But
this seems like it's like its own facility. Like there's a nurse there, there's a maid, and I think they needed somebody on staff that had an axe. And that's where Furry Wife comes in play. This is all theory, man. I have no idea what's going on.
We are theory crafting. Can we please get a note that this is just theory crafting?
Yeah, we need to tag the end of the episode with that's just a theory. And
that's just a theory, a Kemofujin theory. Thanks for watching. And I guess we should mention that, because I just realized I didn't say it. It was recently announced that it's getting officially published, so it's going to be in a magazine.
Isn't that wild?
Honestly, like, in a post One Punch Man world, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah, people are waiting for that next big hit.
And it has a lot of those vibes, the One Punch Man vibes of just like something that's kind of a novelty, but then it genuinely has like a good story to it.
I'm going to tip my hand here. I don't really know what happened with One Punch Man. I heard there was this guy who couldn't draw very well, made a story, it got insanely popular, and then somebody else took over? Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was he was a Japanese artist that drew his comics in MS Paint. and then Yusuke Murata, who's the guy who does iShield 21, started redrawing it, and that they published it in Shonen Jump as the redrawn version.
Sounds awesome.
And he's like one of the most lauded like for artistic abilities.
Yes.
So it's like,
Dude,
he is like amazing just how much
And that was
that got.
Yeah, and that was one of the funniest things in seeing his early adaptations was when he'd redraw everything as really detailed and super serious, but he'd leave One Punch Man himself with like the regular MS Paint style face.
do you think that's going to happen with Furry Wife?
I don't think they'll redraw it, but I think it would be cool to see it officially published. I'd love to see an anime of it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
One also did Mob Psycho, but with Mob Psycho, they didn't redraw his art. They just published it as he drew it.
Yeah, plus one has gotten so good at art. He's drawn more than either of us who are trying to make a channel out of art.
Yeah, and speaking of, we also have been working on a comic book together, and we know just how much time it takes to make a single page.
Oh god.
Like, I can't fault this guy for like pumping them out there with like this kind of easy to achieve art style.
Yeah, did I mention that you're a Kemofujin truther?
You haven't.
Okay, yeah.
I think Fuji So can draw better than this manga pretends.
I guess that makes sense because it's easier to push it out and also makes it look more unique.
Yeah, it really like it looks amateurish, but like you have to admit the design of the main character is like aces.
Mrs. Kemo herself.
Mrs. Kemo is cute as fuck, and she's got like this really nice little blouse going on. And what else do we got to say about Furry Wife?
Her dog feet still look weird to me. I know that you said you weren't sure if that was like a proper way to interpret that. I'm not sure myself, partially because of the art style. It kind of looks like she's wearing socks in some pictures, but you can't tell if those are supposed to be like dog paw feet.
Yeah, I ran into that problem with the hands because they're always the squiggles that, you just put in whenever you don't want to draw a hand. And you couldn't tell if they were paws or not because the squiggles were just so...
Yeah, you can't tell. Is it laziness or is it style choice? I had to make a decision. I chose huge dog feet.
There's always that decision you have to make is how far you want to go on the furry scale.
How much furry stuff have you drawn before, Kadin?
How much time you got? No, I'm just kidding. I haven't drawn any.
I have hours.
Not to begrudge the community, but I have not drawn furries. I had to look up reference to figure out those feet. I tweaked with the nose quite a bit.
If you're gonna lie, that's okay. I don't care, but
just don't call me out on it. For a long time, I thought she looked like Brian Griffin. Like, I kept tweaking her nose to try to make
it's the snoot.
Yeah,
it's the snoot.
I guess I could pass this off as ginger bent Brian Griffin.
So you think that she's an atheist?
No, because just judging from her attire, you can tell that she's a
she
very
100% goes to church every Sunday. You're absolutely right.
Can I just tell you about some stuff I saw in the manga?
Yeah,
definitely.
She has a conversation with an ant at one point. I don't know why. I think they were both trapped in a box together.
Makes sense.
Absolutely.
That's what I would do if I was in a box.
I think she was told to kill it.
Oh, what? Oh no.
But it wasn't giant enough, and her good nature took over. But this is all speculation.
I remember I skimmed through a lot of the pages. I remember the hamster crawling out of the missing eye girl's socket.
Her eye hole.
Her eye hole. I was trying to avoid saying
That's
that.
the proper. It's the accepted nomenclature of the fan base in the English speaking world, aka us.
Yeah,
it's been that way for 10 minutes.
It's a long standing.
Yeah, they
tradition.
also they go to the moon at one point too.
Man, I feel like I looked through every image, but I guess I retained none of it because I couldn't understand.
To be fair, for like 80% of it, they were in a white void.
Yeah.
Hey, my drawing's done.
Dude, that came out sick. I like it. You did forget to put the eye on her axe, but I will forgive you. I don't think the artist will. I would understand it if he tries to cancel you, which I think is very warranted at this point, but other than that, it's good.
I mean, if I get a lot of Japanese people adding me on Twitter, I'll just deal with it.
Yeah, that turned out really good. I liked how you added the action lines in post. I think we're going to find some common ground there.
All right.
Okay.
Ben, what's yours?
Show us what you got, Ben.
Okay, so I made two, and I'll start with the first one because that one's more disappointing.
It seems you've gone with the Velociraptor type snoot.
Is that not what it's supposed to look like? That's the impression I got.
It's more narrow, I'd say, but this works. you are an artist, you're allowed to take some.
You're allowed to interpret things one way or another.
I was trying to like recreate the first page of the comic, and so the first panel of the first page is actually just like the cover page.
I mean, it is as good or better as the original.
Yeah, the conversation entirely stopped. I knew this was a bad
I'm sorry,
idea.
I was looking at pornography on my phone. Ben can back me up on this.
I mean, you're looking at something. I don't know.
I had a very erect penis at the time. I figured it would be obvious.
I mean, you did go pretty hard on those boobs.
It's true.
That's part of the design.
I was gonna say that is it's kind of like George Lucas when he reviewed The Phantom Menace, and they said like, oh, it has a ton of tone issues, and he said, well, it's designed to be that way, and that's you with these breasts.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Giving me mixed.
Whatever
tonal
people may
signal.
say of it, whether it's traditionally good or bad, I don't care. This is what was meant to happen.
This is what the artist wanted to make. You fucks.
Yeah.
You insufferable pricks.
Exactly.
Is that an actual banner?
That's funny.
I stole that from the actual like cover image that was like the official art.
You started to draw the letters and then just pop.
I was trying to figure out how I could like copy paste letters in, but none of my fonts are suited for Japanese, so I just copied it, and that's it.
It looks better finished. I think the ears are a little fucked up though.
Yeah, I couldn't get that one. Right.
There are people that draw her with horse ears, and I want those people dead.
I mean, to be fair, they're like really horsey in the art.
I thought they were kind of rabbit-like. What kind of dog is Mrs. Kemo?
Ooh,
A good one.
yeah, that's all we need.
That is the only acceptable answer.
She's just like a good girl.
John, who would win in a good girl contest? Mrs. Kemo or the VTuber that you like a lot?
Her name, do you mean Corone?
I think so.
It'd be hard.
I know it would, man.
I'd probably want to see the actual Mrs. Kemo manga before I decided, because Corone is a very, 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 very good doggo.
That's fair. I think you're trying to take the easy way out, but I'll give it to you.
Oh, shut the fuck up. I'll murder you. I don't fear any man or dog.
And you said you had two, right?
Now I have one that I did today, and it's a lot messier, but it's a lot less boring. So,
wow, really went Asian on those eyes.
I did my
that, Ben.
fallback of making a final form. So I had her in my mind undergo an arc where she cut her hair shorter.
Oh, like in Naruto where Sakura cuts her hair
Exactly.
to prove that she's not stupid.
Listen, I only know one thing, and it's shonen, and I make everything into shonen when I touch it.
You gave her very sexy eyes.
Thank you.
Ooh, that's some good foreshortening.
It's all right.
Did she have to cut it because like, oh, and you did the dual axes?
shit.
Yeah, I stole your idea, Kadin.
She's going Darth Maul.
Oh man, Duel of Fates. Play the Duel of Fates song.
Did she cut her own hair with her axe? Dude, she has an aura and magical powers too.
Yeah, it's a magical axe. She needs magical powers to wield it, right?
But whatever she's fighting is about to get fucked.
It's the giant.
There's a lot of them.
We don't know that.
There's multiple monsters.
There's lots of monsters, but there might only be one giant. We don't know.
I guess you're right. There could just be like one boss fight at the end, and that is the giant.
The giant.
The Kyojin, if you would.
Exactly.
And unlike me, you included the eyes.
They're a necessary feature. Frankly, I feel sorry for anyone who would forget them.
So, since she has such a unique weapon, what are the odds of her getting into Soul Calibur?
Pretty high at this point.
10%?
I would say probably favorite Soul Calibur third-party characters. Kemofujin beats both Spawn and Darth Vader for me.
But not Link. They're on the same tier.
I would say I'd want to see her moveset. I want to see her kit, see what she can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't all three be Kemofujin main.
Last year's tournament was all Kemofujin.
And Ben, the first half was a little shaky, but you really brought it home.
I'm glad that my 20-minute drawing has finally reached everyone's expectations.
This is much better than that first one. The first one was fine, but it didn't like spark joy, as that one Asian chick would say.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you guys talking about?
There was this chick who had this Netflix show, and her whole thing was called like that was her catchphrase was sparking joy, and she would tell people to throw things away if they didn't spark joy. Hold on,
That's good advice.
That was the porn, by the way. It was Yoruichi from. Well, this is just regular porn, but. I was showing Ben my phone. There was porn in a tab, so I closed it out, and there was more porn.
That'd be a funny skit. Someone just like can't do anything to the phone to get porn off of it. Oh, I'm so sorry. Closes the app, porn on the background.
Marie Kondo.
That's it.
Or Marie Kondo. She's Japanese or something.
Is there anything we want to say before we wrap this up?
Read Kemofujin, even if you can't read it.
Yeah, failing that,
Don't
look
put
at
dirt
it.
in your eyes.
Do you have any parting wisdom, Kadin?
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
I told him not to do it. Why is he doing it?
Don't do it.
Stop. Tell him.
Why are you not following John's advice?
Tell him not to do it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, we are a very new channel, so any help that you can provide, whether it's a like, comment, subscribe, anything you want to do to help us out would be really appreciated. And if you have any suggestions on what we should draw, we'd be happy to hear it. Thanks so much. Take care.